So I think that the rewiring happens just by becoming consciously aware and trying to like not be so rough on yourself and not following up statements such as, I did the best I could do today.
Like justifying, like the justification is not necessary.
Right.
Like you did the best you could, period, end of story. You don't need to justify that.
Right. I challenge everyone listening, like, to do that for a week. Like, really say no without, because no is a complete sentence, right? Whether you're turning down something from your boss or a friend or a neighbor or a favor, whatever it is, say no without a but. Say, I did the best I could without a but. Like, everything should just be said without anything following it, and see how difficult it is, because I promise you it is difficult. Oh, hello. Welcome to My So-Called Healing, the so-called being focused on as of late for both of us, I think. I'm Brooke, and this is Anna.
Yo.
So glad you're here. I like to play that little ditty riff if you haven't listened before, because it makes me happy, and it sounds like jazzy, but like...
I feel like it's not the show without that now.
Yeah, it's like part of my soul.
It's part of your soul. Okay, we can go with that.
Yeah, we'll run with it. So I say so-called because we did come up with the name for our show, because while you're evolving and going through personal growth and like development and all those things, there's a lot of bullshit that crops up along the way, right? Like
Facts.
It's not like this perfect little scenario that you think, or planned out scenario, right?
Right.
And we just thought, I'm like my so-called life, like shit happens, man. Yeah. There are weeks that like we're both pretty negative. Luckily, I don't feel like sometimes they're at the same time. They overlap, but never for the full longevity of each period.
Usually we offset each other pretty.
I put on these fake nails.
Oh my God. So
if you hear me like struggling, it's because I'm trying to save money. So I bought nails at the store, and there you can see maybe the glitter of the diamond shining because my 8-year-old picked them out for me. They're
Needless
not my normal cut.
Pissing her
They're
off.
driving me nuts. I can't do a single thing. I couldn't even put my bra on with them.
When I say she came into my house hot, I mean she came in hot. I don't even think the door closed before you started talking about them.
Well, here, my husband tried to put my bra on to help me, and my husband has no problem getting my bra off.
Right.
But ask him to put it on,
it's a whole
forget
other
it.
story.
It's like, he's like, I don't get it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't get it? You just clip it, like you unclip it.
I don't know if any guy knows how to put it, like, I don't know.
The problems that I have to endure daily.
It's a rough life, man.
They are better than the problems I used to deal with, albeit, but, problems nonetheless.
Yes.
Self-induced. So I say like the so-called because you had posted something in the group too about like if wherever you are.
Something about you're doing the best you can.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times every day is just doing the best that you can. And if you've done that, then you should be grateful for making it through the day in the best way possible.
Yeah, I agree. It's easy to be, especially for me, it's easy to be like hard on yourself and think like, oh man, I should have done this and I should have done that. Instead of, like you said, just being proud of yourself for making it through the day. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, there are days that's okay. And you know how I feel about shoulding on yourself. So
yes, I do.
Anytime the word should enters your brain, get rid of it with AMSR.
Welcome to the ASMR version of today's show.
I don't understand why people are into that. That's a whole
I don't
nother...
get it either.
If you are into ASMR, whatever, is it right?
Yeah, I think that's
if
right.
If you really find that to be like the meditative
Let
thing,
us know
I want to
why.
know why. Like, I really need you to send a comment, post a comment, like email,
Hit us up. Let us
whatever.
know.
I want to know why, because I don't get why watching someone go it drives me nuts.
Yeah,
is what
I don't
it does.
I don't get it. Every time I see a TikTok of that, I'm like,
it makes my skin crawl.
So
honestly,
weird. It's just weird. It's weird to me, but whatever. Teach their own.
Yeah, I mean, I can get down with like drums, meditative drums, crystal bowl, like sound therapy, fine. But like, there's something about that specific thing. Or when people are like, watch me do my day, my morning routine with ASMR, and everything's like, I don't get it.
The hilarious thing is that these people probably make bank off those videos too.
Oh, they
basically
for sure
by
do.
like purring into a microphone.
They do,
and clicking
for
their
sure.
nails.
Yeah.
So why aren't maybe that's what we need to do?
I'm not clicking my nails for money.
Well, it's that or feet pics, so pick your poison.
Feet pics, I feel easier to me.
Yeah.
Catch my foot. Stunning. So back to, that's right. You're doing the best you can. If you got to sell a foot pic, you got to sell a foot pic.
Listen, I'm not above selling a foot pic here and there.
I think that, obviously everyone is their own worst critic and hardest on themselves. Like, I think it's safe to say that most people would agree that the way you speak to yourself in your inner dialogue is nowhere near as harsh as you would ever be, even to the people that you cannot stand.
Why is that?
You would be nicer to people that you cannot actually physically be in a room with, because you just are so hypercritical of what you should be doing because you compare yourself to other people. Right? Like, oh, look at her. She's got her shit together. You know how many people I see, like at the mom drop-off line, that I'm like, why are you fully made up and like ready to go, raring to go? And I'm like coming in rolling hot. My kid, now I will say my kid does look done. I will toot my own horn for like the fact that her hair is always done and her outfits are always nice. Like, so I may look like, but I get to go home and shower, whereas she's being dropped off for her day.
Yeah.
I'm never ready in the morning for school stuff. Forget it. Not happening. I had to do that already one time in my life.
I'm not doing it again.
I'm not doing it again.
No, I don't blame you.
I'm not. No. And I don't care if I have a messy bun and look like trash, like for a minute. See, I don't get out of my car. Well, I just like roll on through, roll on by.
Well, I think that's good. I think the people that feel like they always have to get done, I don't know. I always used to be jealous of people that didn't feel like they needed to get like all made up or whatever.
Well, see, everyone's got something.
You know?
Yeah, I
feel like it shows a level of confidence when you just like don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, it's a level of confidence, and then I think there's a level of
also just not giving
irrational, like lack of confidence being in those shoes.
Yeah,
like being the one rolling in, not caring, because they're still like, so and so's all done up again.
Yeah,
here I am. I don't even have a baby to sleep with baby puke all over me. Like. Anyone who has a child or multiple children, under the age of like 4, if you have multiple children, like you're fine. I'm not speaking to you right now at all. Like you roll in how you need to roll in, especially if you have a baby under the age of 1.
Yeah.
Because your life is not your own any longer.
I feel like any age that your children are, once you have kids, your life is not your own.
Yeah, but it does get like a little easier as they get older. Those baby years are fucking rough. I don't even remember them. That's why I took so many pictures, thank God. Because I'll look at a picture and I have no memory. Like, when did this happen? We did what?
Like an
I did
vortex?
what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you're so tired. You're so tired. You're so tired. That's why I wish that babies were 2 years, because by the time you start getting the hang of it, they're toddlers and you've lost the baby. Like you don't... not that you're not present or enjoy. Like, I remember smushy kisses and, like, squeezing little thighs. Like, that stuff I remember, obviously. But, like, the day in and day out, like, my older daughter will be like, remember when we had to go? And I'm like, no.
Sure don't.
Your life I'm missing pieces of now because I had a sister. You had a sibling enter the world in that time frame.
Right.
So, no, I don't remember that.
Have kids, they said.
It'd be fun, they said. I think that there's a great deal of strength that comes in the ability to just say, I did the best I could do, and not follow it up with anything. Today I did the best I could. going to bed happy and content. Like, I feel like there's a lot of strength that comes and power from that statement alone, without being like, fuck, I did the best I could, having my kids shit and stuff to do today, or having to take the cats to the vet and 5 clients, like whatever it is that you had to do, like not following that statement up with what you had to do that day. Just like, I did the best I could today.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody does it.
No, because it's, like you said, it's hard to like give ourselves grace or cut ourselves any slack.
Yeah.
And like,
which is dumb.
I mean, I get that we are all our, biggest critics, but like, why are we so awful to ourselves?
Well,
like we got the biggest critic part, yes, but then I feel like the negative self-talk is like a whole other thing.
Right. But I think everyone's hard on themselves. I think
even
people
I think so too.
Don't think that the people who are thriving in the world, like the Oprahs of the world, don't get done with what they're doing and regret or think they could have done it differently and better and more efficiently. Trust me, that's how they feel. That's just a human, I think, thought process, especially for successful people, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but any people, like, you will always look back on something when you complete it and be like, oh, shit, I should have said, should have done, could have done this, would have implemented this, would have brought on this. Like, there's 1,000,001 things, but I think human nature is to immediately flip to the negative and not be like, God, I did a really good job today. Super proud of myself.
Yeah, that's definitely not the knee-jerk response.
No, I think everyone would go through and be critical. And sometimes people might look at it as like constructively criticizing yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think that we're just wired to think that we suck, and that's the way it goes.
Oh, yeah. Isn't there, I mean, I don't know what the actual statistic is, but isn't there some scientific thing where like our brains genuinely are wired to look for the negative?
Well, they're wired to look for the danger in situations. So, like the predators.
Yeah.
Which I guess could...
like the negative in situations or whatever.
Yeah. So you're looking for the sequence of events of like how to prevent your death.
Yeah, worst case scenario. Whatever. Yeah.
You're dying.
We're all dying.
What you're trying to avoid in your DNA. It's not dying. Our bodies are physically designed to not die.
To try not to die. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what if there's a term for it.
I don't know if there's a term either, but I thought I remember reading something about how that's like a fact that like our brains, like that's what we just go straight towards. Our brains don't immediately think of positive stuff. We immediately think of negative stuff. Like that's just kind of like you said, that's just human nature. That's just the way our brains operate.
Mm-hmm. Survival.
Yeah.
Because the likelihood of something, like looking at the good is pretty slim. I mean, even like if you look back into the way we're wired, right? Like saber-toothed tiger days, like they're looking for the saber-toothed tiger, and the tiger's going to get you every time if you're not looking for it. So
on alert.
Trickle that down however many generations, and it's still wired in our DNA to look for some aspect of a dangerous situation that will harm us. Mm-hmm. Not going to happen. Never happening. I'm not doing that. Can't do that.
No.
It's not possible for me to do that. Mm-mm.
Nope.
Not capable. Nope, I'll fuck it up.
I say that a lot.
Walk into a room and fuck it up. Like that,
Fuck it up.
So I think that the rewiring happens just by becoming consciously aware and trying to like not be so rough on yourself and not following up statements such as, I did the best I could do today.
Like justifying, like the justification is not necessary.
Right.
Like you did the best you could, period, end of story. You don't need to justify that.
Right. I challenge everyone listening, like, to do that for a week. Like, really say no without, because no is a complete sentence, right? Whether you're turning down something from your boss or a friend or a neighbor or a favor, whatever it is, say no without a but. Say, I did the best I could without a but. Like everything should just be said without anything following it, and see how difficult it is. Because I promise you, it is difficult. Even for the most trained people up the ladder of like guru-esque type people, it is a difficult thing to do to not add the follow-up sentence behind it.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
Try that challenge.
Yeah, try it this week because it's not easy.
No. And then I think too, it's then when you obviously are going to find yourself following it up, if you catch yourself trying to end it there or giving yourself, you
just
know.
psh, that's
Hear that in your head.
That's the sound. Psh.
Is that your version?
There was
of
a little boy,
ASMR?
and his name was Shh. That's what I hear in my head a lot of the time. I think that the seasons, so we were talking, right, about doing the best you could. And I said, you're like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, I'm always tired in the spring. And I feel like living in a state that does the whatever time change. March is always, I'm always like, oh, so tired. Like everyone's like, oh, it's so sunny out till 8:30. I'm so excited. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. I feel like I was run over by a Mack truck. So I'm trying to like take a poll from people to find out, like, do you seasonally, like, are there seasons that you're more tired or struggle with or like affect you more so than others? And yes, everyone's going to say, I'm so happy in summer. Some people are not happy in summer. That cannot be a fact for everyone. There are people that don't like heat. Yeah. They hate to sweat.
You might be one of them.
I might be one of them. But I mean, I just think there are people who it can't be everyone's like summer's like the best because, you know, a lot of bad things happen in the summer too.
Mm-hmm. I like the summer. I just don't like when it gets to too hot. Like I've got a threshold. Mm-hmm. I would say probably, I think perfect temperature is like mid to high 70s.
Yeah.
Light breeze, sunny. Mm-hmm. And I'm good. And we're Gucci. But I feel like I'm kind of basic because my season that I struggle with the most is winter. I mean, but everyone, right? Seasonal depression or SAD. What is it? Seasonal affective disorder.
But you struggled pretty hard this summer, and it was summer. So it was hot, and you were not thrilled.
I was not thrilled. I mean, I also had with kidney stone and shoulder surgery, and then my mental health decided it was also going to take a deep dive.
But I mean, like, see what I mean? Like, it's not all like people always want to be like winter because it's so dark. It's seasonal affective disorder. Like, I have that, by the way.
I feel like consistently, energy wise, in the winter. Yeah. But I mean, I think it doesn't matter what season it is. I think I can still find time to struggle.
Well, I think it's funny that, like, so you talk about, like, the seasons, right? Like, in winter, it would never occur to me to take my dog for a walk at, like, 9:45.
Well, because
in the summer,
cold.
That's when I go. I meet my neighbor. I have you come over. Like, we go 9:45. Like, I'm out to, like, almost 11 walking. Yeah. Then I come in, I go to bed, like, wash my face, like, get ready for bed and go to bed by, like, 12:31. But, like, in the winter, that is not even I'm going to get eaten by something.
Well, also, it's happening. Cold. It's cold. Listen, I will always ask myself this question and do nothing about it. Why do I live in Michigan when it gets cold? I don't like the cold.
We have all 4 seasons. That's why.
I know. But still, I don't like the cold.
Not enough of a reason. Like at all.
The cold just pisses me off. Like I just get angry.
It's when it takes your breath away is when it gets to where I'm like, okay, I've had enough. But I also don't like the cold if there's no snow, which this winter is a perfect example of a winter I hate. Like if it's going to be cold, 10 degrees, there might as well have snow. Yeah. Like, and then my kids can be out. You know what I mean? Like we can be, it like layers like some humidity or like encapsulates like some type of, I don't know, warmth to freezingness. Not when you're standing out there, but like visually.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a time, I mean, I always have conversations too with people about how I believe like whenever you endured, say like a trauma or a traumatic event, like that month, that week, like whatever, you're present, you will feel that in some way, shape, or form. You're probably not conscious of it either. Like, but behaviors, you'll find yourself like, I'm trying to think, like my ex-husband, right? Like every single October, he is unhinged. He is manic. He is unhinged. He is violent. Like, I mean, it's like annually. It's like now like an annual thing that you can count on. And my current husband used to be like, that's pretty like stereotypical. That's like really biased of you. I'm like, now we're like going on 13 Octobers together, and he would hands down agree with me in this statement. Like every single October, it's off the rails. Like I don't know what triggers, what memory, what weather. Like I don't know where it comes from because he's not ever going to work on himself to like find out what that stuff is. But I do feel like even in myself, like I can see like August is a really hard month for me. Like that's a month that I like, actually it's from July to August. And then like once August 5th hits, I'm like, that I'm like reawakened. So like, it's just like I call it like the sludge month. Like I feel like I'm walking through sludge. Everything is slow. I'm like, everything's a struggle. Like I can't, not that I'm not doing stuff. I just, there's a resistance there that my body hurts. Like I'm tired. I'm like, I just want to lay down. I don't have any energy. I guess you could equate it to maybe depression. I don't know. Like that, to me, that's what depression sort of, if I could describe it for myself, that's where it lands. But like, I feel like other people struggle in certain months of traumas that happen to them, whether or not they realize it. I think it's a real thing.
Yeah, I know. I remember when you pointed that out to me because I definitely, I think pretty consistently, at least the last couple of years, summers have been, but usually it's like something.
Not so great.
Yeah, not so great. But like something happened. Like, but I don't know what.
But it doesn't matter what it is that's triggering it. See, you may never know.
I was going to say, like, I have no idea.
It could be the wind blowing and a fucking sound outside that triggers it.
I don't even know what, like, I don't even know what, like, I would have, what would have happened in the summer for that to be like, but
I'm telling you.
It is a thing. I think the first time I was like, you're full of shit. And now I'm like, okay, I guess you're right.
No, if you start monitoring it to anyone who thinks I'm full of shit right now, I promise you, whether it's with you, your spouse, your girlfriend, your kid, like whatever it is, you will see the pattern.
Yeah.
It is viable. I have monitored enough people and surveyed enough people to know like that I'm not inaccurate about it.
Well, I think it's the concept of like that book, The Body Keeps a Score. Like our physiological body, like our bodies remember things more than our actual memories do. And so we have a lot of the time those like physical manifestations, I think, from it. Yeah.
I don't think manifestations is the right word. I'm trying to think of the word. It's another word, but yes, like, but you're right. But physical, I guess. Whatever. I'm not going to sit here and try and rack my brain. It's too brain dead to do it. But like,
yes, some physical,
like on a cellular level, like the memory, it's like muscle memory. Like it kicks into effect. Mm-hmm. That's the new sound effect for that too.
Apparently today's the day of all sound effects.
It's the nails.
It's the nails.
The nail.
I cannot with these nails. They are quite the nails. The bejeweled part is just
they're awesome.
They're literally fucking bejeweled.
They're awesome, Paisley.
Like I feel like
Paisley, these are beautiful nails. Do not think that Mom doesn't love them because I do. They're beautiful. It's just the wrong shape.
Because Paisley listens to our podcast.
She saw our YouTube channel. She's like, Mom, really? I watched your YouTube. Do you know you're famous? She went on some like the numbers of the like thing, and I was like, I'm like, Paisley. She's like, Mom, you were talking about growth, and I'm like,
okay, take that back. High pace.
Trust me. If I didn't say it and they did hear it, it would be a problem.
Yes.
It's just, I think that there is like a physical, obviously, there's a physical aspect to everything that happens mentally. And a lot of people don't realize the psychosomatics of mental illness or struggling mentally, like, and emotionally, like how it releases within your physical being.
Well, I remember, oh God, I don't know what summer it was. I don't know, like 2018, 2019, whatever. But I was dealing with a lot, like with my family. And, well, I was not dealing with it. I was avoiding it. But it got to a point where I think I actually started having the truly physical manifestations of not dealing with my shit when I had like a migraine that would not go. And I landed in the hospital for like 2 weeks.
Because they couldn't figure out.
Because they couldn't figure
because
they ran every, but it's true. Like they ran every test and like, but
that's psychosomatic. That's the effects of
100%. And it was because
happening.
I was not dealing with shit, and my body was like, nope, you're gonna deal with it now.
You're gonna sit down and you're gonna take a time out.
But it's true. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think we give our bodies enough credit for I don't know. It's crazy.
As I stated 10 minutes ago, our bodies are designed to keep us alive biologically.
This is true. You did say that.
Cellularly, right down to the mitochondria. So.
Welcome to your biology class today, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, that's my show timer for when we're supposed to be ending. Right on top of that, Rose. I forgot. She's so young, she doesn't know what I'm talking about. But for all of you 90s, like if you were like 10 and above in the 90s, you know, you're right on top of that, Rose. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It's don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is to remember is doing the best you can sometimes looks like taking care of your physical being, even if your physical being is manifesting things from your emotional being, whatever. It could be really layered, but if all you did was get through the day and did the best that you could do that day, like that's great. Then we should all be able to appreciate and value something within ourselves that made it through that day.
And understand, too, that rest is productive.
Can be, yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that's another thing that we have in our head, that by resting, we're not being productive.
Well, because it's a slippery slope, right? I think as you get indoctrinated in the fact that productivity equals love and being seen and being, you know, validated from other people. But like, it is a slippery slope because there comes a point where rest becomes like, okay, you're done resting.
Yes.
Let's get up and try again,
yes.
You know, but typical rest, like sitting out and one Sunday watching TV all day is not a bad thing ever. And it's not in my world. I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Or taking a nap.
I mean, yeah, for an hours at a time. Go for it. If you can nap, I am jealous because I lay down to nap. I know I'm sick when I nap because I cannot ever, or like I'll start to fall asleep and then my alarm's going off and I've been trying for like 2 hours just to take a nap. It's so hard for me to sleep. So if you are a napper, more power to you. I praise you. Like, for real.
We salute you.
You nap.
I do.
Don't we salute you? We nap. We do not nap. But not for lack of trying. I just can't. I have a really hard, if there's my animals making, like I have a really hard time falling asleep and staying asleep, I guess. Like my husband, when I'm about to snap, like actually I snap and my kids are cleaning up and like people know in my house, like she's going to actually have a fucking breakdown. Yeah. Like my husband will take everything out of the house so that he's like, we're just going to go. Like we're going to go. I put Emmy in a crate like all the way across the house. I'm shutting this pocket door. I turn the fan on. Like you try and sleep. Like it actually does allow me to sleep because like there's no noise happening in my house. So I don't know. I have a really hard time sleeping. I feel jealous of anyone who's just like, man, I need to rest. And then they're sleeping.
There used to be a time.
Also known as Anna, sitting to my right.
That's true. There used to, not that long ago, I used to struggle with sleep. I don't know what's changed, but I've been sleeping a lot more. I'm not mad at it.
No, you shouldn't be. But rest is, you know, sometimes you have to rest here. What I tell my kids all the time when they refuse sleep, right? What you tell your babies and toddlers and any kid who won't sleep is you're not growing if you don't sleep. That's fact.
Or healing.
You will stay
physically
dwarf-sized And I love dwarfs, so this is not a knock. I can't find another word. But like, you're not going to say small if you sleep, because when you sleep, your body grows. That's what it does. You grow taller, you get bigger, you gain momentum, you get the energy. Like, kids have to hear that, right? So that they go to sleep. And it is true, right? Like, my kid, I'm like, you want to be this short for the rest of your life? No, go to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah, you're not going to grow.
Read that book.
As adults, you're not going to be able to grow or evolve without sleep, because your brain's going to be like mush.
I'm pretty sure my brain's mush no matter how much sleep I get. It's fine. I've accepted it.
No, but it happens with sleep. You need the rest, and your brain needs time to shut down and decompress for you to be able to wake up and be rested the next day and like feel like you can conquer whatever it is that you have to conquer.
Side note, I found on TikTok, as we find everything, apparently, hold on, my recording stopped. Have you ever heard of mouth tape? This is like a side note, but it also pertains. So I'm going somewhere with this. So apparently there's this mouth tape, and you put it over, obviously, like tape your mouth shut at night.
My husband would die. Like,
no,
he would actually physically die.
No. But there's people that do it with a CPAP machine because it trains you to sleep and breathe through your nose. And people are like, I literally wake up with
My husband
more
has a
energy.
mask that he straps to his head, double strapped, and he still flings that thing across the room.
But like, I was reading reviews on it, and like, people are saying they wake up with more energy.
No, never happening. Nobody is shutting my mouth. I would not. First of all, no.
Well,
I have had traumatic things happen in terms of like, I would not be okay with taping my mouth shut. No.
Well,
on any planet, in any world, on any frequency.
Stay tuned, because I ordered some on Amazon.
Good luck with that. No way.
We'll
I would
see how
not be
this
able to
goes.
do it. I would feel silenced. I would feel oppressed. I would not like it in any way, shape, or form. No.
Put solution in the basket.
No. Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Duh.
Anyways, that was just, we were talking about sleep, and I was looking at that this morning, so that's where my brain went.
No, I don't like that. Like, if you've ever had anyone tie you up, physically restrain you that way, like, no. First of all, I don't see how it would help you. So maybe if you are a baby with no conditions.
there's genuinely, like, I guess, I don't know. I'll find the research and I'll send it to you.
Still not doing it.
Okay.
Unless you want, I'll regress like 20 years. That'll be fine. No big deal. Just go back to rape. No, it's making me that uncomfortable even talking about it. Like, I would not even want to see a video on it. That would bothers me. The whole thought of it is bothersome. Because the other thing is, they have the thing where they separate your nose, or the mouth thing that you rest your teeth on, and it opens your mouth to sleep, and people sleep really well. It's like a bite guard kind of, but not.
I don't know.
It's like bigger, like this. Go like that.
Yeah.
So those are the one that separates that. Mm-hmm. And then there's the one that, I don't know what it does, which is your chin up or something. Whatever. Not willing to try this week's go of the week for what's cool and trending in sleep.
I don't know if it's cool or trending, but it popped up, and I was like, that's interesting. And then I was looking at it, and the reviews sounded good, and I was like, what the hell? Anything to try to find more energy, because I'm really sick of not having energy. So if I have to tape my mouth shut, then fine.
You need more REM sleep, and you need to stop eating gummies and shit to make you sleep, because your body is relying on that to sleep, and then it's not really sleeping.
Well, I don't rely on that anymore for sleep.
You just said the other day I had 3 gummies last night before bed. I can't record because my brain is idiotic today.
It's just because I wanted to
wait
have...
a minute.
It was not... That had nothing to do with sleeping. That had nothing to do with sleeping. It was just because I wanted to take gummies. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about sleep.
Well, but either way, you're not anesthetizing yourself to relax to sleep.